Ladies and gentlemen, crazies and mental friends, welcome back to GTA Fix, Grand Theft Auto Fix. It's your host, the Spaceman. Now, I got something to admit to you guys and gals out there, and that is I am getting more excited about the release of Grand Theft Auto 6. The more as the days go by, the more I look into it, the more I cover these videos and everything, really delving into it. I'm starting to get open. I'm not going to front. A couple years back when I heard it was coming out, it's kind of like, all right, cool. And then as I started playing online for GTA 5, me and my lady, we got into that a lot. I was just all about the online. All right, what's online 2.0 going to look like and everything? And then all we hear is story mode, trailers, just showing the story. And I'm like, where's the online? You know what I'm saying? But then as I'm looking into it, I'm looking at the wanted level systems. I'm looking at the improvements they're making, the details, of course, like screenshots and videos that show the actual graphics and the enhancements of it. I am gonna tell you, I am getting more excited to play the game, even in its story mode. And you know what? The thing is, I am a lore person. I love lore of things, movies, TV shows, cartoons, video game universe stuff. I love the lore. Matter of fact, I got a question for y'all, right? I want y'all to tell me this before we get into this. As we know, the current incarnation of GTA games is considered the HD universe, right? Now, prior to that, like Grand Theft Auto, see, I'm not sure. All right, there's the HD universe, and then there's also the universe from Grand Theft Auto 3 up to San Andreas, right? I think, correct me if I'm wrong, GTA 4 was the beginning of the HD universe. 5 is part of that. 6 is going to be part of that. Prior to that, there was Grand Theft Auto 3 all the way up to San Andreas, right? Or was it Vice City Stories? Did that come after San Andreas? I forget, right? But all of those games. Big question I have, because like I said, I'm a lore guy. Do you consider all of them part of the same continuum? Like, would the lore entail all of that together? Or do CJ or Claude not even exist? Like when you're playing Grand Theft Auto 5, like in that universe. I say it's all connected because even when you're playing with Franklin, beginning of GTA 5, the story, you hear stuff about the old Grove Street and everything. So I think they purposely tie in the entire story, right? So I'm a big lore guy. I say it's all part of the same thing. The 2D versions. And with that, I am going to, since I'm doing videos and content on this, I am going to be the ultimate nerd and I am going to catch up on the lore ever since the whole story began. I think it's the story of the Grand Theft Auto universe, I think starts in 1961 by way of, I think, another 2D game that they released sometime a couple decades ago. We know that the first Grand Theft Auto game was Grand Theft Auto, I think 98, but like then they released something after that took place in I think 1961. So I'm going to learn the entire lore from 61 to 26. That's what I'm gonna do. I mean, glasses on, but yeah, I'm gonna be the ultimate nerd with that. Absolutely, because I'm into that. I'm into lore, so I'm really getting more open about this game. You know what? Let's trace it back to the beginning. Let's learn everything. So then this way, if there's any Easter eggs that I might see from something, throwback stuff, I can report it to you guys. I can say, yo, that's from such and such, such and such. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, with all that being said, I said, you know what? We're learning the wanted level system. We're learning this and that about the story mode, the general Grand Theft Auto 6 game. I found this wonderful website. What is it called? I'm gonna put the link in the description area so you could click on it yourself. I think it's a Spanish website, so if you're English speaking, you have to put /en. But I'll have the link where you could see the site in English. It has a great any and everything GTA 6. It has a great wiki section. So I was just, browsing through the wiki section. And, I guess based on information that Rockstar has let out and what we've seen in the first 2 trailers, there's a total of 8 characters that we actually have some information of that's going to be in Grand Theft Auto 6. So this is for all you guys and gals that love the lore and the story. We're going to get into it. We're going to review and I'm going to react to these 8 characters that we know are going to be in Grand Theft Auto 6, what they're about, what they do. We could speculate on how they're going to affect the 2 protagonists and stuff like that. And we're going to cover, the history about the 2 protagonists as well, because I learned something from, looking into this. And, just to verify to make sure info is correct, I definitely, each of these 8 characters I'm going to cover that I got from this website, I checked and I searched elsewhere to make sure that all the information comports and that, this guy or whoever isn't just making stuff up. And they're not. It's a great website. I'm going to leave it in the description. So, yeah, let's get to it. And I can tell you the website, right? What is this called? LeonidaGuide.gg. To see it in English, you got to put LeonidaGuide.gg/EN. But I'll have the link there. You could just click on it. Real cool website. It has stuff about the maps. It has other stuff other than just a wiki on the characters, but that's what today's video is about. Let's look into these 8 characters so we can get an idea of how the world's going to be, maybe get some thoughts and some interesting details about what's going on when we actually pick up that controller and we start playing this game, right? So, of course, let's start with the big dogs, or the big dog and his missus, right? We'll start ladies first. Let's take a look at Lucia Caminos, one of our 2 protagonists, right? Also the first woman ever that's a protagonist in a Grand Theft Auto game, and I believe she premiered in the Grand Theft Auto first trailer. She even came out before Jason, so they say, right? So this is her right here, as you know, Lucia Caminos. We've got a little info on her, fact sheet. Of course, she's the playable protagonist. First appearance, trailer 1, December 23. This I did not know. She originates from Liberty City. What do you know? I didn't know that. So she's a Liberty City native. I'm a Liberty City native, for those who knows how to translate where that is in the real world, right? That's cool. As the story begins, she's going to be fresh out of a Leonida prison. A lot of us know that already. That's kind of how things start, of her being released from prison. And they say that her actress isn't announced. I know I saw a couple of shorts that had a woman that looks just like her talking about how she's the voice of it and how she had to keep it on the low. She couldn't let anybody know. It was even a secret to her that what she was doing voice acting for. Another thing I want to add, I don't know how true it is, but it was rumored that in Grand Theft Auto 5's online version, as you may know, there's a woman at the casino named Lucia. Graphics aren't as prominent as this, part 6 is going to be. I mean, it's based on an original PS3 when it first came out in Xbox 360. So you can't say that she looks just like this Lucia, but I could see it being the same woman. But that's what people are speculating. Storyline even, right? They speculate that this Lucia is the same Lucia that worked at the Diamond Casino circa the Grand Theft Auto Online and Grand Theft Auto 5 periods and everything. Interesting tidbit. It definitely hasn't been confirmed. And now, knowing that she's from Liberty City, it's a lot of hopping around she had to do, right? I mean, there's a lot of people out here in Liberty City that go down to Leonida, the real versions of it, all the time. But I don't know that many people that hop from Liberty City all the way to San Andreas and then, a lot of moving around. But then, it's a criminal game. So, yeah, who knows, right? So let's get into it. All right. The first face the world saw of GTA 6's trailer 1 in December 23 opens on her, opens on Lucia, and that is no accident. Lucia Caminos is the first female lead of a mainline entry in the series' modern era, and the story starts at her lowest point, just out of a Leonida prison, carrying nothing but determination. The official bio is blunt. Raised in Liberty City, Lucia wants the real life her mother has only dreamed of, and unlike her family's half-baked fantasies, she is ready to take it with her own hands. She learned discipline the hard way, and it shows in every shot. At the gym, heavy bag, behind the wheel in getaways, clear-headed while everything burns. Now with Jason, she forms the criminal couple at the heart of the game. Official store listings confirm protagonists switching and missions tackled as a duo. Our trailer 2 breakdown shows how defined the dynamic already is. Her voice actress, as they say, has not been announced yet, but, do a little search and you might see someone that, definitely looks like her that claims she is the voice actress. The name escapes me right now. And of course, you could go to the website. These are little screenshots from our wonderful trailer 2. This is half of our protagonist couple, Lucia Caminos, right? So that's her. Now let's get back to the other guy, the big dog, Jason Duval, right? Big Jace with the hammer in hand, right? Now, as you know, he's a playable protagonist. First appeared in the second trailer, May 2025. They say his home turf is the Leonida Keys. So not just Leonida, but the Keys at the bottom of the map. Little islands. His background, they say, is a former soldier. Even though I must say this, when I was doing my research, some results were saying that it's only speculated that he is a soldier. I think due to some tattoo or some, a couple little details, little hints and clues about him. So other sources are saying it hasn't been confirmed, but this one outright claims he is a soldier. And as far as all of because there's other websites that have wikis on the characters, I just found this to be the best, most informed one. So I say it's pretty safe to go with this information that he is a former soldier, but just know that other sources may only speculate that and say that it hasn't been confirmed, right? So Jason just wanted an easy life. He joined the army to shake off a rough adolescence, but the military was not the answer. The answer for now is the Leonida Keys, where he escapes by running errands for local traffickers. Official material paint him as a capable man with a code of his own, well aware he is on the wrong side of luck. And then Lucia arrives. Meeting Lucia Caminos is the spark of the story, a Bonnie and Clyde couple attempting to score that could change everything. Now, official store listings confirm that you can play as both, switching during the story, tackling some missions as a duo, as they said before, right? All right, now in the trailers, they show Jason is the face of a hard-working Florida, hard-working class Florida person or Leonida person with the Hawaiian shirts, motels, fast boats between the islands. Trailer 2 shows him driving the getaways, coordinating in shootouts, and sharing quiet moments with Lucia. The full trailer breakdown on this site collects every detail, and what we still do not know is, as of today, in July of 26, is his family history, the voice actor that plays Jason Duval, and how much his military past is going to shape the mechanics. And they'll update this dossier with every announcement. Now, as we know, in the Grand Theft Auto universe, we deal with military agents all the time. So it's interesting with the military background. Is he going to come across some friends or some former friends? Are there going to be like military-related missions and things like that? I think yes. I think that would be a kind of a good way to go to paint in the story. Maybe it's a friend that's now he's on like they said, the wrong side of the tracks where he used to be a military guy and now he's going against, one of his past partners. That'll be pretty cool, right? Now let's move on to some side characters. These 6 guys, and 6 guys are side characters. We have Booby Ike, we have Brian Heder, Cal Hampton, Dre'Quan Priest, and that's it. Is that it? Let me make sure. No. We got a couple more. We have Raul Bautista and Real Dimes. Okay, a rap duo. It's 2 women, Real Dimes. Okay. So we got a group. So you know what? Let's start with the hip-hop oriented folks first, because I think Booby Ike and Dre'Quan Priest are connected. Let's start with Dre'Quan Priest. Then we're going to go to Booby Ike, and we're going to go to Real Dimes. This is Dre'Quan Priest. You're with the label now. Dre'Quan Priest, right? Now, he's an aspiring music mogul. Not a music mogul left. He's hungry. He's trying to make it happen, right? He first appeared on the official website of last year, 2025. He's a Vice City native, and his label is Only Raw Records, being that he's okay. So I guess that's his label that he owns, Only Raw Records, right? Let's talk about Dre'Quan. Now, Dre'Quan Priest always saw himself as a businessman first and a criminal second. Selling on street corners was a way to cover the rent. Never the plan. The plan was always the music. Now that ambition now has a name, Only Raw Records, the label he intends to ride from a small-time hustling to mogul status. Now, Rockstar's official bio frames him plainly. The music business comes first, and everything else is just a way to fund it. Okay. Now, his climb starts at the bottom of the bill. For years, he has been placing performers on the stage of the strip club run by Booby Ike. A gig, the official material suggests, may soon be in his past behind him. The turning point is signing Real Dimes, the act that finally gives the label a real roster. With them under contract, Dre'Quan is looking past Booby's venue and straight at the Vice City music scene. Okay, so Real Dimes are his star group, his main act on his label. Cool. Now, everything we have seen on him fits on one page. An official website profile published in May 2025 alongside trailer 2 with 2 taglines and a few lines of bio. The one closing his page, "You're with the label now," reads as both a welcome and a warning. We do not know how much room his ambition gets in the main story, whether the label ties into missions or only the open, general atmosphere of the world, and they don't know who voices him as of yet. Okay, and you could check this website for updates on him. Very interesting. So we've got, of course, we knew it was going to be hip-hop oriented to some degree. One good thing I do like about the Grand Theft Auto universe is, in terms of music, they spread it out. It won't just be hip-hop. They touch on all different cultures. They'll touch on the hip-hop culture. They'll touch on the motorcycle culture. They'll touch on, if you're a fan of talk radio, you have missions with talk radio hosts and stuff like that. So they spread it out evenly because not everybody's a hip-hop fan, even though, hip-hop is a huge billion-dollar industry, as they call it. But so is Rockstar, right? So this is Dre'Quan Priest. Now, let's go over to his mans and them, Booby Ike. This Rick Ross-ish archetype looking figure, right? Booby Ike. Booby Ike. It's all about heart, the jack of hearts. That's Booby Ike for you right there. Now, they say he's a local Vice City legend. Excuse me, Booby Ike. First appearing on the official site last year in 2025. Oh, thanks for the subscription. I just heard a ding go off. Appreciate you. His home turf is Vice City. His ventures are real estate, strip clubs, and a recording studio. His label, Only Raw Records. Same label, right? Let's see. Booby Ike is a homegrown Vice City legend, and he carries himself accordingly. He is one of the few who came up in the streets and managed to go fully legitimate, building a portfolio that covers property, a strip club, and a recording studio. Now, Rockstar introduces him under the banner of the Jack of Hearts, and the profile shifts with a built-in warning. Plenty of smiles, right up until the money enters the conversation. He may look like a man who works only for himself, but the bet he cares about most is his partnership with his man, Dre'Quan Priest, a young music mogul in the making on the Only Raw Records label. Top quality cuts, promises the tagline. What the label still lacks, by Rockstar's own definition, is a hit. That single confirmed a relationship, puts Booby at the heart of Vice City's music scene, the same world covered in our Real Dimes dossier. Okay, so they're looking for a hit. They got Real Dimes on the label, and she's supposed to, take them to, new pastures, if you will, right? Now, everything here comes from the character profile that Rockstar published on the official site last year in 2025 in May, in the same window as trailer 2. A few lines of bio, 2 taglines, and a handful of artwork. Now, we don't know what part he plays in Jason and Lucia's story, whether he is an ally, an employer, or an obstacle, and no voice actor has also been announced. How much of his empire from the club to the studio makes it into gameplay is also a question that's open. Now, they'll update you on this site with more, when it comes. And here's a couple of visuals, a couple of images of Booby Ike. What's his tagline again? It's all about heart. The Jack of Hearts. It's your man Booby Ike for you. Okay. And I guess that's him with Real Dimes in that picture right there. All right. Let's see who else we've got. Let's go into the hopeful duo on Only Raw Records, Real Dimes. Okay, Real Dimes. Viral Vixens. Now, we've seen this in the trailer. Okay. So now we know who these young ladies are. Viral Vixens, right? They're a rap duo. Bay Lux, is it Luxy or Lux? Let's just say Lux for now. Bay Lux and Roxy, those two form Real Dimes. First appeared also last year in May 2025 on the website. Their home turf, they are Vice City natives on Only Raw Records, and their hit with rapper Downplay. Okay. Bay Lux and Roxy have been inseparable since high school, best friends. Together, they are Real Dimes, a Vice City rap duo that turned years of squeezing neighborhood dealers into a steady income, powered by provocative tracks and a social media presence that never sleeps. Rockstar introduced the pair on a dedicated page of the official website in May 2025, filed under a two-word tagline that says it all. Viral vixens! They're not background extras, but a recognizable piece of the game's music scene. Okay. The turning point came early. A single recorded with local rapper Downplay that blew up and gave the two their first taste of fame. Now, half a decade of trouble later, 5 years later, Trouble, the official bio, does not itemize. They have signed with Only Raw Records, the label at the heart of the Dre'Quan Priest dossier, trying to prove that first hit was not a fluke. Okay, so they had a hit. Dre'Quan noticed the hit. He liked the song. And, he's like, you're going to have to prove yourself. Let's do it again. You did it once, y'all could do it again, right? Now, their arc reads like a compressed history of modern city, the same city that produced figures like Booby Ike, where music, social media, and street business have always been one trade. For now, the official file is thin. A dedicated page on Rockstar's website, also back in May 2025, the same month as Trailer 2, that had artwork, 2 taglines, and a short bio. Now, we don't know what weight the duo carries in the main story, how prominent they are, whether they tie into missions, or if they're just adding some flavor to the city's soundtrack and the background environment, right? And no performers have been named, I guess, as their actresses, right? Now, they'll update you on this website, so stay tuned to leonitaguide.gg. And those are Real Dimes. Okay, so moving on. Very interesting how, just getting the template, the atmosphere, the canvas of Vice City and what Jason and Lucia are going to have around them and possibly engage with. Now, I guess we're going to get out of the hip-hop circuit of things a bit. Let's go to a veteran smuggler by the name of Brian Heder. This is Brian Heder. He's a veteran smuggler, as I said. He first appeared on the website last year. A Leonida Keys native, right? His business is a boatyard, and his family is Lori, in which is his third wife, right? Now, Brian Heder is the Leonida Keys resident veteran smuggler, a holdover from the golden age of running contraband through the islands who never really retired. His front is a boatyard that he operates with Lori, his third wife. The business underneath is the same one it has always been, with products still flowing through the docks. Now, the official site frames him with a sharp image. He looks like a harmless beach bum, but moves like a great white shark. After decades in the trade, he has learned the only rule that matters: someone else handles the dirty work. Now, in the story, Brian is going to be the landlord of Jason Duval. Jason lives rent-free in one of his properties as long as he helps out with local shakedowns and drops by now and then for a glass of Lori's sangria. It is an informal arrangement that says plenty about the man. He commands without raising his voice, pays in favors, and expects loyalty in return. Cal Hampton, Jason's friend, moves in the same circle, and everything revolves around the Leonida Keys. Brian's turf for as long as anyone can remember. Things move around there. His turf, the Leonida Keys. Again, for now, Brian exists only on paper. He was introduced with the official website, yada yada, part of the character gallery that arrived alongside the second trailer. We don't know how much room he's going to get in the main story, which missions he ties into, or who voices him, yada yada yada. Now, being that he's Jason's landlord and Jason does do jobs for him, it sounds like he's going to be integral at the beginning of the game. He's going to start, like before Jason takes over all of Leonida or whatever, he's going to be, doing his little odd job shakedowns and stuff, for this Brian guy, his landlord. And, then Lucia gets out of jail and, he probably introduces them and, they start doing what they do. So, it's safe to say that he's definitely going to be mission oriented, is the one probably handing out little odd jobs and missions. And, how the story goes, maybe they get into it and he has to take them out, or maybe he's his best friend throughout the whole thing, or one of his best friends throughout the whole thing. We'll see. Time will tell, right? And here's a couple of still shots from the trailers of Brian Heder, the quiet boss. Okay, cool. Now, why don't we go to who they say is Jason's best friend, Cal Hampton, right? Cal Hampton himself. Okay, looks kind of like, like a goofy guy. You always got to have like the sideline, semi-goofy guy for little comic relief. And Grand Theft Auto 4, it was Nico's, I forget the guy's name, but Nico's homeboy that invited him out to Liberty City, telling him it's going to be all extravagant, and he was living like a pauper. he was goofy. I guess in Grand Theft Auto 5, you have Michael's son. Kind of reminds me of that type of vibe just by looking at him. But let's read, right? Okay, of course, he's Jason's friend. He first appeared on that website, 2025. Leonida Keys native. Actor, unannounced as of thus far. Cal Hampton is the friend who never leaves the house. Rockstar introduced him on the official site with a question that doubles as a portrait. What if everything on the internet was true? His evenings run on beer, a wall of anonymous browser tabs, and the Coast Guard frequencies he monitors as a hobby. He is not a boss, and he is not muscle. He is a couch conspiracist who has decided that sitting still is the safest plan available, right? The relationship that matters is with Jason Duval. Now, official materials describe them as friends, both orbiting Brian Heder, for whom Cal works as an associate. Okay. His home turf is also the Leonida Keys, same corner of Leonida where Jason scrapes by. Rockstar sums up the dynamic in a single line. Cal sits at America's low tide and is happy there, while his friend Jason, he has bigger plans. It is the classic mismatch trouble grows from. One man wants to stay invisible, the other wants out. The usual dynamic, kind of similar to Nico and his homeboy and things like that. You need that contrast of that kind of like semi-goofy guy, and then you got the protagonist. Same story. Not to say it's going to be dull or anything. It should be funny. I'm sure it's going to have a lot of hilarity. Just some dude that sits in the house on the internet all day. Oh yeah, right? So for now, Cal exists only on paper. His profile went up on the official site 2025 in the same window as trailer 2 with a short bio and a second tagline about psychopaths running the show and getting used to it. Now, we don't know whether he'll be a mission giver, a recurring contact, or pure local color. See what I mean? Local color to add, some flavor to it, right? His voice actor has now been announced and nothing confirmed how his scanner and forum paranoia will translate into gameplay. And of course, they'll update you on the site. And here's a little bit of what's this guy's name again? Cal Hampton. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that, he'll be alongside on some missions. I doubt that he's going to get into it with Jason where they become enemies. He seems like more of the happy-go-lucky weird friend that just stays with him the whole time. He might get taken out, and then there might be a revenge plot on who took him out. But then, didn't Nico take out in GTA 4? Didn't he have to lay down his guy? So we'll see. See, this is why I'm excited about the story. We're learning more about the story, how things are going to be, already speculating and stuff like that. Should be a fun ride. November 19th is going to be a fun time for us all right? Okay, so we covered the hip hop folks. We covered probably the two closest people that's going to be the Jason that we know of so far. Let's see who else we have. We have I think two more. We got one more. Let me just be sure. Raul Bautista, or Batista, however you say it, right? I know Bautista is the. Hey, thanks for the subscription. Whoever that was, can't see the screen right now, but you rock. Appreciate you, right? Okay, yeah. Raul Bautista or Batista, right? Now he's a bank robber. This guy. Looks like a smooth criminal all the way, right? Raul Bautista. Experience counts. suggests that he's an experienced bank robber, right? Okay, as they say, he's a bank robber. He appeared on that website last year. That was a popping website in May 2025. Oh man, that was a good time. Specialty are high risk heists. He's not just a bank robber. He does the big stuff, big boy games he's playing out here in these streets. Voice actor not announced. Raul Bautista is the old hand of the roster, a career bank robber. Now, he made his debut on the website last year under a tagline that doubles as a mission statement: experience counts. Rockstar's write-up sketches a man who runs on charisma, nerve, and calculation, permanently scouting for new blood willing to take the kind of risks that are going to pay out big. Now, he's not the apprentice in the room. He is the one who knows the trade inside out and picks his accomplices very carefully. Meticulously even, right? His role in the story runs through recruitment. The official bio describes him hunting for talent, ready to gamble on the biggest rewards, and in Leonida, the obvious candidates are Jason Duval and Lucia Caminos, two protagonists chasing the score that's going to change everything. Now, Rockstar has not spelled out how their paths are going to cross, but the second character card openly talks about a crew, about stakes that climb with every job, and about partners, who are going to eventually have to double down or walk away from the table. Big high stakes here, right? The official site gives Raw two faces. The first card sells the flawless professional, but the second, built around the idea that a true professional adapts, admits that his appetite for risk pushes every job closer to the edge. A portrait that promises growing friction with anyone working beside him. His debut belongs to the website last year, May 2025, with no scene and in trailer 2 from that same month attributed to him with certainty. Okay. There's going to be scenes with this guy. We already know. He's he's awesome. Now, we don't know his voice actor, how much room the story gives him, or whether he will run playable heists. And they'll update you on this wonderful website. And here's some images of Raul Bautista. And ladies, gentlemen, crazies, mental friends, there you have it. That is the 8 man and woman roster that we know of so far that's going to be in Grand Theft Auto 6, part of the lore, part of the story. What are your thoughts? Is there anything I missed? Is there anything that you know that someone said that maybe the site didn't cover? And of course, as we learn more information, more characters, I'll be updating you, do these little fun reads. I've had a fun time doing it. Should be exciting. After reading all that, I'm even more excited to play the game now. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to lie. First, I was acting all like passe about it. Like, Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. But nah, I'm open. I want to play this game. I want to experience that. Just like you do, right? So we'll find out November 19th. But there you have it. Something that just opens up the world and gives us the canvas of when we take that controller of what we're going to experience all around us when we play the game. So, Spaceman, I appreciate you. Appreciate those couple subscribers that zinged on the thing. If I were able to see you, I'd shout you out. Shout out to y'all. And thank you everybody that's been subscribing, checking out the videos, everything like that. Shaman the Spaceman, Grand Theft Auto Fix. I'll be back at y'all real soon. Peace.